Witches is a fantasy film that transforms a dark and imaginative story into a visually striking cinematic experience, blending childhood wonder with unsettling horror elements. From the beginning, the movie establishes a world where magic exists beneath everyday life, hidden in plain sight and driven by secret intentions. Rather than presenting witches as playful or misunderstood figures, the film leans into a more sinister interpretation, portraying them as dangerous beings who hide behind human disguises while plotting against children. This approach immediately sets the tone, making it clear that the story is meant to be thrilling, eerie, and emotionally engaging rather than lighthearted fantasy alone. The story follows a young boy, whose life changes dramatically after a series of personal losses and unexpected discoveries. He's taken to live with his grandmother, a wise and loving woman who carries knowledge of an unseen world most people refuse to believe in. Through her stories and warnings, the movie introduces the concept of witches as real and terrifying threats. These are not fairy tale villains meant to be laughed at, but calculated predators who despise children and dedicate their lives to erasing them from the world. This foundation creates a sense of constant danger and suspense that follows the boy throughout the film. As the plot unfolds, the boy and his grandmother travel to a luxurious hotel, believing it to be a safe and peaceful escape. However, this setting soon becomes the center of the film's conflict. The hotel is revealed to be the meeting place for a grand gathering of witches, all disguised as elegant women. The contrast between the bright, refined environment and the dark intentions of its guests adds to the tension, showing how evil can exist beneath beauty and charm. The boy accidentally discovers their secret meeting, uncovering their true forms and horrifying plan. At the heart of the witch's scheme is their leader, a powerful and commanding figure who rules with fear and authority. She is portrayed as both charismatic and terrifying, capable of switching between charm and cruelty in an instant. Her presence dominates every scene she appears in, making her one of the most memorable elements of the film. The leader's plan involves using magic to transform children into harmless creatures, believing this is the most effective way to eliminate them without drawing attention. This concept adds a layer of dark humor while remaining deeply unsettling when the boy becomes a victim of the witch's magic. The story takes an emotional turn. Transformed but not defeated, he must rely on intelligence, bravery, and the guidance of his grandmother to survive. Rather than framing his transformation as the end of his story, the film treats it as the beginning of a new challenge. This shift reinforces the movie's central theme that courage and identity are not defined by physical form but by inner strength and determination. The relationship between the boy and his grandmother is the emotional core of the film. Their bond is built on trust, love, and mutual respect, offering warmth amid the darkness. She is not portrayed as helpless or passive, but as resourceful and fearless in the face of supernatural danger. Her willingness to fight for her grandson and protect other children adds emotional depth and makes her a powerful presence throughout the story. Their partnership turns the narrative into a story of resilience rather than victimhood. The film's cast plays a significant role in bringing this strange and dangerous world to life. The performances balance fantasy and realism, allowing the characters to feel grounded even when surrounded by magic. The child actor at the center delivers a performance that captures fear, curiosity, and bravery without feeling exaggerated. The actress portraying the grandmother brings warmth and authority, grounding the film emotionally. The witches, particularly their leader, are portrayed with exaggerated physicality and expressions, emphasizing their inhuman nature beneath their disguises. Visually, The Witches relies heavily on transformation sequences and stylized character design. The witches' true appearances are grotesque and exaggerated, emphasizing sharp features, unnatural movements, and unsettling smiles. These visual choices reinforce the idea that these creatures do not belong in the human world. The use of visual effects blends fantasy with horror, creating moments that are both fascinating and disturbing. Especially for younger viewers encountering darker storytelling elements, the pacing of the movie moves steadily, allowing tension to build without rushing through key moments. Scenes involving secret meetings, magical rituals, and close escapes are given time to unfold, making the danger feel real and immediate. At the same time, moments of humor and warmth are carefully placed to prevent the story from becoming overwhelming. This balance ensures that the film remains engaging while maintaining its darker tone. The release of the movie generated significant discussion, particularly because of its bold approach to adapting a story known for its unsettling elements. Audiences were curious to see how the film would handle themes of fear, transformation, and childhood vulnerability. Upon release, viewers responded strongly to the visual style and performances, especially the portrayal of the witches. Conversations often centered on how the film managed to remain faithful to the darker spirit of the story while still presenting it as a family-oriented fantasy. The trailer played a major role in shaping expectations. It highlighted the mysterious tone, the glamorous disguises of the witches, and the shocking reveal of their true forms. Instead of focusing solely on plot details, the trailer emphasized atmosphere, danger, and visual spectacle. This approach attracted viewers interested in fantasy with an edge, signaling that the film would not shy away from its darker themes. As the story moves toward its climax, the focus shifts from survival to confrontation. The boy and his grandmother devise a risky plan to stop the witches and protect other children. These final sequences emphasize teamwork, intelligence, and courage over physical strength. The witches' confidence becomes their weakness, while the underestimated heroes use wit and determination to turn the situation in their favor. This reversal reinforces the idea that evil often underestimates the power of those it seeks to harm. The ending of the film carries a bittersweet tone. While the immediate threat is resolved, the consequences of magic remain. The story does not undo everything or offer a perfectly happy resolution, instead choosing to acknowledge loss while celebrating resilience. This choice adds emotional maturity to the film, reminding viewers that courage does not always lead to easy victories. But it does allow people to move forward with strength and hope. One of the most discussed aspects of The Witches is its tone. The film walks a careful line between children's fantasy and horror, embracing fear as a meaningful part of storytelling. Rather than shielding its audience from darkness, it treats fear as something that can be confronted and overcome. This approach gives the movie a lasting impact, making it memorable for viewers who appreciate stories that challenge expectations. The themes explored in the movie include identity, courage, and the power of love in the face of fear. The witches represent cruelty hidden behind normal appearances, while the heroes represent honesty, loyalty, and inner strength. The story encouraged viewers to question first impressions and to trust intuition, suggesting that true danger often hides where it is least expected. Over time, The Witches has continued to spark conversation about how dark stories can be adapted for modern audiences. Its willingness to embrace unsettling imagery and emotional complexity sets it apart from more traditional fantasy films. The movie stands as an example of how children's stories can address fear and loss without losing their sense of wonder. Ultimately, The Witches delivers a unique cinematic experience that blends fantasy, horror, and heartfelt emotion. Through strong performances, striking visuals, and a story that respects its darker roots, the film creates a world that feels dangerous yet meaningful. It reminds viewers that bravery is not the absence of fear, but the decision to face it, making The Witches a memorable and thought-provoking film that continues to resonate with audiences long after the final scene.